It's the show that everyone has been talking about. After dating without seeing each other for 10 days, my next guest proved that love really is blind after making their way down the altar. So, joining me now for an exclusive conversation is the brilliant newlyweds, Nicole and Benaiah. Yes. Whilst they get comfy, hello guys, it's so lovely to see you. Let's have a reminder of their brilliant story. Well, Nicole and Benaiah join me now for their first TV interview. It is lovely to have you in.
Yes, nice to meet you.
What was it like watching the whole series back? Because how you feel, and obviously there were things that were happening in each other's parts of the pods that neither of you had actually seen. What was it like, Benaiah, to watch it back?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of like reliving that whole rollercoaster journey. I mean, ours wasn't the smoothest story, but it was nice because we obviously knew the ending.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
While the rest of us are shouting at the screen, Nicole, don't do that.
I was shouting at the screen.
Did you watch it back and go, gosh, what was I doing?
I thought, what was I thinking?
It's really fascinating, isn't it? What were you thinking?
I wasn't thinking.
No, but it's a really, I think the story is like the way you both developed during the show is like a really universal theme, I think, of how people are. And you said, you know, you took some baggage of a previous marriage in. What was the actual tug of war for you between why you sort of felt led by Sam rather than the instinct that you clearly had for Benaiah? What was that tug of war about?
Yeah, so for me it was around, like, rejection.
Yeah.
And feeling like, you know, I had a previous marriage that didn't work out before. So I knew that if I was to go down that route again, I wanted someone who could commit. And at that time in the pods, I felt, you know, that Sam was saying all the right things in terms of that, but not necessarily, my heart wasn't quite there, but I thought, well, he's telling me that he is going to.
Right. And that was where, Benaiah, you then were like a bit behind the curve because you actually felt everything.
Yeah.
You just couldn't say it necessarily when she needed to hear it.
Exactly. I mean, so I think if you watched the reunion last night, you'd see our first date, and it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And that probably took me by surprise because I came into this doubtful that I'd feel anything. But yeah, so we had obviously very strong connection from the get-go, and I should have, I think, been more reassuring with it.
But it's a sort of, you know, it's a theme we think of for men generally, you know, that you've got to say how you feel when you feel it and not hold back. And in a way, you know, it was a sort of sliding doors moment, you know, no pun intended, because you didn't actually have you didn't actually get your slide. Who gave you? Did you like the reveal?
Thank you. I loved it.
We gave you a reveal.
Yeah, I finally got my reveal.
I want to say, that being said, you know, I think I could have been a bit more direct with how I felt about Ben. And I could have said, look, this is how I feel. I can see myself potentially getting married to you, or, you know...
Tell me how you feel.
Yeah, it's just classic miscommunication.
No, it's really... Can I just ask you, Nicole, because everyone wants to know, so when... I mean, it must have been really awkward for you to watch the reveal with Sam, but, I mean, it's one of the most awkward body language moments on TV that I've seen in a long time. And it's almost like your whole body seemed to be rejecting the moment. The ring fell down, it went on the wrong finger. When he asked you to marry me, you shook your head.
I know.
Yes! And we're all going, what is happening?
Yes.
Can you tell us, did it feel as awkward in the moment as it was to all of us, like, watching? We were cringing and thinking, don't do it.
Yeah, it really was. It
felt bad.
You know, I think even in the pod from afterwards when he said, I think I love you, you saw then and there that
Your face dropped.
I changed my whole perception of that. So I took, you know, it was hard. It was hard for me to watch because I was kind of denying, I wasn't listening to my intuition. And, you know, I think a lot of women can maybe relate to the fact that they'll feel a certain way, but then not trust themselves enough.
And the good guys just sat there the whole time. He was just there. It's your year anniversary of your engagement, isn't it? That moment in the cafe.
Yeah, it's been a year.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, so tomorrow, 1 year ago, is when we met in the cafe.
And how has life been? And also in the last couple of months, presumably you've had to keep your relationship secret from, like, can't go to the local cafe together anymore because everyone recognises you.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to wear rings for, well, since the cast got announced, and since, like, 2 months almost, we've just been living separate lives almost. It's been difficult, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But now we can finally... This is our first day of freedom today.
Oh,
We're here
I'm
on
so
Lorraine.
pleased. It's wonderful. Oh, what was the reunion like? Because I could see you both... Well, you grip hands together now. but when Sam came in, you were both going, are you OK? Are you OK?
Yeah.
Are you... You know, there was a sort of tension. Was it as tense? I mean, it felt really tense to watch.
Yeah, I think Sam is not in our day-to-day life. We went a whole year without even having a thought about him in that process. But to see him and to bring back all those sorts of emotions, I think was a bit...
And Benaiah, I want to ask you, because I think that for a lot of men watching, they might have felt that their ego was damaged and bruised by the fact that she chose someone else. Why didn't that derail the whole relationship for you? Why wasn't that an issue for you?
I think because it was me that pulled away first. So it's like I was given another chance with Nicole. So I was kicking myself. Because I was like, oh, if I only just said, given her that reassurance of opening up how I felt in the situation, being brave with my emotions, I felt like I'd been given another chance. So, yeah, it always felt like it was on me to make amends for it.
Wow.
Not on you.
Yeah.
It's on both of us.
You're such a great couple. Has it got better over time? I mean, obviously, the thrill of the moment is one thing, but a year on, what are your plans and how is life looking?
I mean, I feel a lot more secure now that I know that we're married and we're stable. But yeah, the future, there's quite a lot of travels planned. I'm going to go to Ghana to see your family.
Yeah.
And you like it up north in Preston, don't you?
I do. I love house sitting
Big up the
as
Preston
well.
Massive. We were little Preston hug, didn't we, earlier, you and I, Benaiah? That's so funny. Do you have some sympathy for Sam? Because obviously he's getting a lot of backlash, isn't he, for the way he behaved and the things he said. I mean, have you got any insight into his character? Because we don't know anything about his background or anything, because he didn't actually open up about himself at all. So we just have this facade.
Yeah, I mean, it's never nice to hear that there's backlash. You never, I don't think you ever want to wish that on anybody.
No.
So that's not great to hear. But I mean, if hopefully you can use it as like a learning opportunity and self-growth.
Yeah.
And probably raise awareness to some things he might not have been aware of.
Yeah, well, he looked a little bit like a rabbit in the headlights, I thought, on the reunion, and he looked quite nervous, and I felt a bit sorry for him, actually, in the end. But listen, what a great story, and you provided all of the drama. I know, you seem like the couple who are the least dramatic. You're just like very calm. You actually caused the most drama in the whole show. We loved you, and we loved watching it. It's one of the most lovely love stories, and long may it continue.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we're very lucky.
Thank you. Very lucky, blessed.
Absolutely gorgeous. Listen, if you haven't binge-watched Love is Blind UK, we can't be friends. I'm sorry. It's over. It's on Netflix now. You've got to watch it. It's brilliant. But thank you, guys.
Cool, thank you very much.